All right.
Hi.
Say hi.
Wait. What I go?
Well, he'll be here in a little while.
Wait, you need
Tell
to
him what your name is.
Day.
And this Poe Clown here at the Poe Clowncast. Thank y'all for tuning in on this lovely Sunday evening or night, depending on where you at, which watch. It's about 8 o'clock here. Oh, yeah? It's 8 o'clock. Huh. What you doing? What is that? That's a spider hiss?
No, snake.
Oh, it's a snake. He's being a snake. I got you. Hey, well, thank y'all for tuning in tonight with us, man. And we're gonna jump into when I was a body piercer and different things that I got to experience and go through that whole phase in my life. There was a lot of ups and downs with it. No, but first, give a shout out to yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out to Sports Talk with Friends, man, for helping us put this podcast together and getting us a live stream every week, and Little J's Donuts because I own it, and that's where we shoot our podcast from. But we're about to jump into this topic, but I want to bring in my boy Uncle Leroy. You can't say Leroy without saying the Junior first, so he can come in here and we can get into it. Love. Tell him how you do the salute.
Hey, what you do, Uncle Leroy? Don't say the Leroy without the Junior.
Right, love.
Hey, yes, sir. Back in the building.
Yeah, you don't say what you say.
Back in the building on this Sunday at 8.
Dude. We don't want no more babies. We don't want hey, you be nice. Shit, we don't want no more babies. I'm good with the one. I'm good with the one. Dude, too expensive. Like we getting into baseball now. We did with this T-ball, and I'm seeing what it's called. And then talking with all these parents about this travel ball. About to have to go open up a second shop just for that shit.
That is true.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you throw back home.
Yeah, and then you throw it back home.
Okay.
He got him he made his first base hit last week.
Sound like he's learning the game. That's what's good. Especially baseball. That
he just got to work on that running. He got them stiff arm robot runs still. Like it's like, nah, you need to pump them arms, get some speed going, my man. Yeah, but it's a good day to bring up some body piercings. It was a fun day, so we might as well have a fun show with it. No,
a fun day, a fun show. So you bring up body piercing, like
yeah, because that was some of the goodest times some of the best times. I said goodest.
yeah. Shout out to Shuli, man. I know it's crazy.
But that was, hey, don't swivel. That was some of the best times in my life, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I got to experience things and go places that I'd have never thought. And dude, and it all happened just by pure dumb luck accident, really. I had moved out of my parents' house. I moved in with a buddy of mine, Cheyenne. I believe he passed away.
Wait, time out. Cheyenne's a he?
Yeah. It's a dude. It's like a backwoods country dude, bro. Like he definitely belonged in the sticks. He was cool though, man. Like he was cool. I believe that
the body piercing. Tell me, how old you were. Give us a little scenery. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, this is like
because I remember, the show before we talked about women and we brought you into this whole, so.
Yeah, this was like mid 90s. Shit, I quit school in the 7th grade. It was my second. Yeah, it was my second time around in the 7th grade, and I was just like, yeah, this ain't for me no more, man. And I needed something to do, well, because I wasn't in school no more. So like me.
Hey, shout out to
goodness. Love. What up, Bumpy? Man, you know how it's New Orleans. We got a little ghetto in our talk shit. Hey, that's my homegrown talking right there.
Yeah, hey, I always say this should do Uncle Leroy. I'm public school smart. Graduated.
That is love.
You know what I'm saying? Don't expect much out of me.
Look, I just said I didn't make it past the 7th grade, man. Work with me, shit. But that's I wound up moving out of my parents' house. I moved in with my partner, and his cousin actually was a tattoo artist out in Slidell, and we started hanging out. Me and another dude, another roommate we had, Rodney. He's still on my Facebook. I'm still cool. I haven't talked to Rodney in years, but we Facebook friends, and me and him started hanging out at the tattoo shop, fucking just every day. It was just something to go do. And it was my music, my scene, my kind of people, and all. So at the time, so I go up there, and dude, literally, what's up, Georgia in the house?
Yeah,
So I'm sitting up there one day, man, and they wanted to expand the shop. They wanted to bring in more artists and some tattoo piercers, and some tattoos and some piercers. And one of the guys that was managing the shop, he was like, "Man, we need some piercers." And I was like, if y'all want to teach me, I said, I'll do it. And they was like, really? I said, why not? I'm sitting up here every day anyway. Yeah, the dude, exactly. Yeah. I was like, I'm sitting up here every day anyway. I might as well make some money while I'm here. So I started apprenticing under this dude, Tiger, that worked there. And this was at Bayou Tattoos out in Slidell, which at that time, it was owned by a guy named Ringo, and he was a part of a biker gang called the Sons of Silence. That was a whole nother world that I was not used to, didn't know nothing about it. But once I did, I realized how hardcore it is, and I really didn't want to fuck with too much of that shit. Like,
man, I just finished the series of Sons of Anarchy, and that was the first time I seen how bikers really get down. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like
I used to try to run bikers over, but now shit, I'm stopping. Look, y'all
dude, let you can go right in front of me, dude. And so like, what was crazy, and like nobody never knew the story behind it, but like, so like you got your biker gangs, you got rivals in them and stuff. And there was a guy, man. Now I worked for a shop that was owned by the Sons of Silence, but then there was a guy, Grizz, who was a galloping goose, and he worked for Ringo, and nobody really understood how that fucking went. But that's a whole nother thing. I don't even want to know how that worked out. But that's the only guy I knew that was able to like cross sides. Like I'm not sure, because like these dudes was pretty fucking hardcore. When it came time for certain ones of these bikers to come to the shop, we all had to leave. Like we couldn't even be there and shit. And like we're open for business. Like we're operating business, but all of a sudden you gotta get the fuck up out of there. But man, like I did apprenticing under Tiger, and back then there used to be a world famous fucking body piercing place down in the Quarter called Rings of Desire. I actually paid some money to go apprentice under Angel for about 6 months. And
yeah,
bro, honestly, sexual
you're already
pleasure.
getting the comments already firing off.
Look,
that's all people know about.
It's 100% sexual pleasure. Like I pierced my dick. I don't wear it no more, because no matter what, law of gravity is gonna take effect, and like you start pissing out of 2 holes and shit. I don't like. It was time to take that motherfucker out. But it's the same thing for the girls, man. It's just a different feeling. And
so hold on. So the question is, shout out to Top Gun for Life, Emerson. He asked from YouTube, why does guys want their penis done and girls their vagina?
Number one reason is shock factor, just to say you got it. Like some people are a freak like that, and it's just look, I'm a nasty motherfucker. Look what I did. And then the second part of it is it does, if it's done properly, it does enhance the sexual sensation you get out of it when you orgasm. So like there is a benefit to it.
So I mean, okay, as a body piercer, because I mean, you know, like what struck me odd is that the tattoo place you was at, they said they won't bring body piercers in, and then they coined you, and you said you need to learn, so you're not even a body piercer.
No, I didn't. I was just hanging out at the fucking tattoo shops. I knew nothing about it whatsoever. I wasn't even making. I was actually, I had just quit doing floors. Yeah, I didn't know shit.
I remember the timeline, so that's why I was trying to, everyone can catch up. So, like, did you have to study, like, you know, because I had my tongue pierced. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, did you
I
have
had
to study
3.
where you had to put it at? You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm a little fucked up because now I'm thinking like, wait, I have my tongue pierced, and this person might not much really study this, or is there something you have to study to be a piercer?
Well, okay, depends on what state you live in.
Oh shit!
Yeah, most dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most body, it's good. Like I actually took the time to kind of learn the human anatomy a little bit because I wasn't trying to fuck nobody up. But most of these people that do the piercings and shit, right? You're basically just apprenticing under somebody else that's already been doing it for a few years, and you just watch and learn. Like somebody taught somebody and told them the do's and the don'ts, and it just kind of gets passed on like that. And you learn, like a lot of these people learn from experience. That's why you don't really see piercings like you do back then, man. In like the mid '90s to the early 2000s and shit, it was really popping off and stuff. You don't really see too many people doing it no more.
I do see piercing. I mean, so okay. So would you consider like a nose ring? You know, that's a big thing now. Nose ring, maybe a lip ring. Is that like body piercing? Can you tell us like what's your definition of body piercing? Or
putting a hole through somebody and putting a piece of jewelry in it. Don't matter what. Yeah, don't matter. Ears. Like.
So wait. So this is considered body piercing?
I would recommend to anybody to go to an actual, which it's hard to because a lot of them won't do minors and stuff. But I would recommend for anybody to go to like an actual tattoo shop that has piercings over than going to like Claire's or something like at the mall where they shoot you with that gun.
Right.
Because it's a totally different. So you got to figure like as far as like my boy's tripping over here.
Hey, I'm tripping out because I'm like, you just said, so my daughter, who's 2 months years old, you just said that she needs to get her ears done.
It would be better, less chance. Okay, so this is the reason why.
Explain it. I'm listening.
I'm gonna teach you something. So you got to figure your ear is nothing but cartilage. Cartilage is like a sheet of glass. When you take that gun and you puncture it through, you shatter in that piece of glass. So it's never, your cartilage is never going to heal again. So you 99% time, bro, you're probably never going to have a problem with your ear. But it's always like you get that cold day, it's going to hurt a little bit. You change out certain rings, it's going to aggravate it because it's never going to heal right. As to where if you go to a shop, it's a straight, sharp needle, one time piercing through it instead of you taking a hole punch or punching a hole in it.
Okay. Hey,
See,
we gotta break Bobby up because he bringing a nasty man. He said, I've had my eyebrow tongue twice. See, Bobby,
I had 3 in my tongue.
Bobby, you're telling on yourself now.
Look. So
once my niece's pinky got caught in my my niece's pinky got caught in my eyebrow hoop, it ripped out. I was done.
How does that even? Was that a baby?
Yeah,
wow.
I guess so. And ripped it out.
I've had a couple of piercings ripped out. So in the prime of my piercing days, I had 18 piercings. I could shake my face and make a chime sound and shit. Like it was crazy.
So there was a Guinness's book. Like I remember this entry.
I wasn't nowhere near that shit. Okay. I had 3 in each eyebrow. I never did my nose or my septum because that shit hurts. I don't care. You pull a nose hair out, your eye gonna water up.
What is a septum?
That middle piece, that bridge in between your nose there, like a bull.
Oh, the bull ring.
Yeah, that septum piercing. And then you pull a nose hair out, your eye water up. I'm not gonna shove a needle through that shit.
Hey, I get in a fight with someone with a nose piercing.
I'm going for it first. I'm going for it first. Like, especially if you got one of them big ones. Like that. Dude, I'm gonna catch that on a miss swing. Shit, something. I had 3. I had shit, dude. I can't even tell you how many I had in my ears. I had about 6 in each ear, 3 in each eyebrow. I had 3 in my tongue. I had 3 on one side of my lip, 2 on the other side of my lip. I had my nipples, my belly button. I had my dick. I had my upper ears. Dude, yeah. I had at one point I had 18 of them, and then I did. I got into a fight and one of them got yanked out. And I was like, fuck these things, man. I started taking some of them bitches out to where I just had my ears and my lip. And I was having sex one night and I lost my dick piercing. So I had to fish it out. So I wound up taking that
no,
out.
you can't run past. So wait,
Yeah, like,
did
dude, you know how hard it is to get.
I don't know how hard it is, bro. I don't.
Bruh. Yo, dude, like gloves don't even help with that shit, man. Oh, dude. And then I was drunk as shit. It's like, hold still. And you trying to
wait, did you say hold still?
Yeah, that's it.
Hold still.
Hold still.
Oh,
hold
I thought
still,
you said hold still.
Hey, for that night.
Mama Dean beat check. Look, she coming at the right time. Now. Look, all right, we sorry, Mama Dean.
I did.
Mama D said he pierced his duck. Wait, what? He pierced his duck himself.
I pierced my own dick, is what she's saying.
I know that.
I did it. Wait, I did it in Mississippi.
I didn't want to hear his fucking version. Thank you, Mom.
I did it in Mississippi, and then I drove to New Orleans to show. I was like, look what I went to a work. I was like, look what I did. They're like, oh my God. Now, most of my piercings I did myself.
Wait, man, your friends, like, they jumping out. I'm starting to feel like this should be endorsed by Pornhub. Rick says, good thing it wasn't anal. Like, what the shit?
No, I never pierced nobody's ass. I've done But see, and that's one of the things a lot of people think about when they think about piercings. Like most people are like, oh, like sexy titties and little hot chicks' vaginas and shit. And it's like, okay, granted, yes, there are all those moments. But at the same time, for every smoking hot chick that comes in there, ugly one's coming in there too, and she gonna want the same piercings, bro. You gotta muscle up through that shit. But they be times like, and I'm not, and like, dude, there's been plenty of times, bro. Like dudes come in there and they want their dick pierced, bro, and they whip that bitch out, bro, and it just looks all fucked up. Like, bro, I'm not even touching that. Like, first of all, you need to go to a doctor. That ain't supposed to be looking like that and shit. And then the same thing, they be some like real hot chicks, man, and they'll want their clit pierced, and they pull up that dress, bro, and it's like, I'm gonna need you to go to the doctor before we put a open wound in here, because I'm not gonna be responsible for what happens in this bitch, bro. Like, dude.
It's funny, like, because I always wonder, like, what have like people? My biggest fear, because I got my ears pierced. My biggest fear was having that thumb on the bottom of my ear, that keloid. Oh my God.
I got one on this here, man. That's just what causes that is scar tissue that heals on the outside. You pierce your ear, it happens. It's more common with people that re-pierce the same spot over and over again. And then especially if you go to stretch it into a bigger size. And that's what I did my ears. Like, I had double zeros in them. And
Time out. Double zeros for what?
That's the size. The lower the number, the bigger the size ring.
No. I mean, I got regular earrings.
That would be like a 16 gauge.
Okay, I have no idea. You got these big things in your ears like this?
Yeah, no, I didn't go that extreme.
Okay.
I didn't go that extreme. I said about the size of my pinky. Yeah, I didn't go super extreme. I didn't go like National Geographics on them motherfuckers.
I mean, so what is that? Like, I mean, because is that considered regular piercing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that?
Well, that's called gauging. And that's what it is. You're gauging out the side. You're making the hole bigger. So you're gauging it out. That's real big in like the metal scenes and stuff. A lot of metal music and stuff. They get new music. They gauge their ears out and shit. The only real problem with that, man, and ain't nobody can tell you no different. When you start gauging your ears out, man, your body puts out a plasma and that shit stinks. Like, fucking, and you ain't hiding that odor like that. Oh, that's why I let mine close up. Like, them motherfuckers just stink after a while. You got to constantly clean your ears and shit. It's so horrible. It's so fucking horrible.
Shout out to Jake, man. He's on the podcast team. We see you tapped in. Appreciate you. He said it's big in the tattoo world as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Just body piercing.
Who's this? Machine Gun, whatever the dude. Machine Gun, somebody. The big artist. He has gauges in his ears.
Right.
Machine Gun Kelly. He's big in that tattoo world and have gauges.
Yep. Most of, and it's just for a look, really. Like when it comes to like your facial piercings and all, it's just a personal preference on a look. Like there's no real beneficial, right? If anything, you have problems with it because like your body really is not meant to have that shit in it. So a lot of the times, like if depending on like if you do it too shallow, like there's certain ways you got to do these piercings because your skin will push that bitch right back out. Like it'll reject it. And then once you reject it, it's hard to go. You can go back and pierce it again. But each time you do, that's when you start getting that buildup because every time you pierce it, you building up scar tissue too. It's going to be harder to pierce. It's not, and the more times you do it, the more chance you got of it having a problem or whatnot. Like really.
So that leads to the next question. I mean, I got to know. So, what was your biggest fuck up?
What piercing wise?
I know you got many of them. He's like, wait, shit,
man, I don't
out the ways.
I don't fuck up. No. Now, honestly, I've had one. I've legit. I was actually a very good body piercer. What's up, buddy?
Sorry, nephew.
You gotta wait. I told you. I was actually a really good body piercer. I had one fuck up, and it wasn't really a fuck up. I did a septum piercing, and it was really fucking crooked. Like I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what I did. I'm not sure what happened. Like, and I wasn't even working for a shop at this time. Like, I was doing it freelance. Like, people was just calling my house, wanting me to go to their house and do piercings.
Wait, so how did you? So that makes me think back to the tattoos where they misspelled. So it's like, how did you tell them?
Oh, I didn't have to. They saw it as soon as it was over with. I had to like give up a bullshit reason to get out that house because I was like, fuck this bitch up. So I was like, oh no, like what? So I was like, it's just swollen right now. I was like, once that swelling goes down,
I'm on air because of you, Mama Dean. I waited to show my face, but while I got back in the studio, but I was like, I remember what you said on the other show, so.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, that's grandma.
Yeah, that's grandma.
Yeah, that was grandma.
Yeah, grandma.
Shit, my mom and dad, I was living with them, and I wasn't working for the shops at the time. I had moved back home, and I get a phone call, and back then we didn't have cell phones and shit. We had the landlines with the answers.
Oh man!
So the stripper girl I know, she went by the name Killer. She from Virginia.
Wait, time out. You said the stripper chick and her name was.
Well, a lot of my business came from exotic dancers and shit. They want them nipple piercings and clip piercings and all. They make money off of that shit. I made a lot of money out of that little bar, that little strip club Scuttlebutts in Slidell. Like, you get a new girl in there, I need to get her in that shop, man. She's get her a big tattoo, get her some body piercing. She's gonna make
this can turn from body piercing to now you sound like a pimp.
Nah, it all goes hand in hand. It all goes hand in hand. But it's like 2:30 in the morning, dude. My dad comes walking, and I mean, I'm like in my 20s, dude, cooked out of my brain. Like I finally went to sleep. Next thing I know, my dad's in there kicking my bed. He's like, "You need to come fucking hear this."
Hey, I met Pop Dean. That sounds like something a dude too. Get your up, man.
Bruh. He wakes me up. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I go listen to this answer machine. There's a message on my dad's answer machine. It's like, Pope, this is Killer. I need my clip pierced yesterday. Let's do it. Right. My dad woke. Yeah. Wait. I tell my dad, I'm like, look, I apologize. So I leave. I go do it. All right. It's fucking back then, man. It was $150. This bitch paid me in 151s, bro. I was scared to grab that money, bro. I needed it though at that time, but I was like,
it smelled like Victoria's Secrets. I can tell you that,
bro. Shit, my brother, during that time too. So there used to be the old Pizza Hut up on Veterans. Back then, Pizza Hut used to sell beer. Used to dine in, sit
Yeah,
inside
you
there.
get the mug. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Picture.
I was body piercing in Slidell. I was actually living in Mississippi. The on the Thursday night, he would get a bunch of their employees. Hang on, Jason. Uncle Leroy Jr.
Wow.
Okay, wait a minute. He would gather up a whole bunch of people, and then I would come into town, and after Pizza Hut closed, dude, I'd make $200-$300 piercing people inside Pizza Hut after they shut down and after they was closed in the night, dude. All them people being there drinking the beer and shit, bro. It was fucking great times. And then you walking in that bitch like the man of the hour and shit.
Why y'all Pizza Hut popping like that? My Pizza Hut used to get shut down by the police.
It's all on who you know. It was all their employees. Like it was straight employees. They know. Well, they would tell their friends, look, one of the guys that works, brother does body piercings. He's coming in town, bro. And they'd be about 10 people in that Pizza Hut waiting for me. Sit there, they be drinking, bro. Run through them bitches, make my money, take that money, go back to Slidell. Shit. It was good times.
I'm mad that, you just like, I just run through them bitches and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is our body. Wait, no, what y'all you called yourself at one time? Just like, the garbage pickup people, they want to be known as the picker. They want to be garbage disposal engineers.
We was body modificators.
They artists.
That's what it was. That's what we were. We was body. That's what we did. We
and y'all just running through people just like that.
That's it. You actually make more money doing piercings than tattoos because in the tattoos you might get $180, $300. That tattoo is going to take 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Man, I can't tell you how many body piercings I can fit in there, and they range anywhere from $35 to $100. But these days, you're not getting that many people coming in that shop to get them piercings these days. All right, baby, you got to sit down so you don't fall. I know they can see it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, people's not getting it, and see, and that's really where I had to get out of it. I never did know how to manage money when I was young. And you got to figure during like spring and summertime, dude, you can make $1,000 a day like it ain't nothing. But you got to make that money hold over because during fall and winter, everybody's all bundled up and shit. Nobody's getting that kind of stuff done. So your money gets cut like even worse than half. So you got to make that money last, which I never caught a hang of that. Like if I had $1,000 on a Wednesday when we going out, I got $1,000 tonight,
Right, it turned up.
But at the same time, you have to do that because you have to show face. You got to be out in those bars and shit. That's how you get your business. You got to build your own clientele. There's a lot of shops with a lot of piercers out there. You got to make yourself known. Like if you just start out, people they don't give a fuck who you are. Everybody does it. You got to stand out in that crowd to get them people to come to see you.
Thanks.
Look.
He says, I'll get the courage to get a tattoo one day. Nah, I want you to get a body piercing.
Then I'll do it. I still got all my stuff in my attic. Lee. I got you, coach. Look. Now, I got a few, and that's really where most of my tattoos came from. I got 52 of them right now. And most of my tattoos came from just sitting at the shop on like a Monday or Tuesday, and it's boring. Nobody's coming in. The tattoo artists are bored. They're like, you want a tattoo? Why not? This shit's expensive. I'll take a free one. But we're going to get into a lot more of it when we come back from this little commercial break from our sponsors.
Just like that. Oh.
Whoop.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Welcome back from wait a minute, Jason. Yep. Yeah, you are.
That square right over there. Yeah, nephew.
Dude. This dude's why he's talking into the little microphone over here. But I was there I was at Bayou Tattoos for a while, man, and like the stuff that would go on in that shop, like lots of drugs, like that was a high point of that part of my life, just because I mean, really, some of your shops are clean, but like back then, man, at that time, everybody was getting loaded in that, like
in the 90s, you know, like just to paint a picture for people, that was the war against drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
that was, right. You know,
they was losing that war heavily. It was everywhere.
Drugs was in these, you know, like was in these body piercings. I mean, because,
anything.
You know, it's like I know one of the things that people do, like, hey, you know what, they want to drink before they go get a tattoo.
And that's one of the worst things you can actually do, because it thins your blood. You're just gonna bleed way more. Like same thing like people that smoke weed. Man, you can go smoke a joint, but that enhances your sensitivity, so that's gonna make it hurt more. So really, the whole point of people getting fucked up to go get a tattoo is actually working against them, because all your sensitivities heighten, your blood's thinner, your pain tolerance ain't the same. The only drug you are actually going to be on and not have no problem is ecstasy. And at the same time, you ain't going to sit still to be able to get that goddamn tattoo on that shit. So it really don't matter anyway. But that when I was a body piercer, that's what was big thing, man. Like, I mean, everybody was smoking weed. Yep. But that's really where I got, yes sir. That's really where hey. Can I talk on the show?
No, you can't
thank
talk.
You. I appreciate it.
Y'all are seeing firsthand who really runs Lil J's.
Don't do that. Don't break my mouth. Stop. You mess with your stuff. Sit in that chair right, first off. We ain't going to the hospital. Yeah, I don't want to go back to the hospital. No. Yeah, me neither. But that's really where I got introduced to cocaine big time at. And I actually made a power move, because that's where I got my first real taste of the being popular and the guy that would get the attention. So I got a degenerate cousin in my family, man, that like all I did was hear this dude talk shit about my parents my whole life. And then once I got older, I seen that he really wasn't shit. But I knew he was a fucking junkie, and he had came across some money. And then I got to thinking, like, to benefit myself in the situation I was, I knew he was gonna blow that money anyway. So hate to say it, but I did rip him off for $2,000 worth of coke, and I used that to start me. And then I knew he ain't had the balls to come tell me nothing. Like, it was just gonna be what it was gonna be. But I used that and went and bought my first 2 ounces, and I built myself off of that. And man, through the body piercing game, man, look, that took me I went down to Miami for a while. I was in Pensacola, Mississippi. I went to Vegas for like 2 months, and then I had to quickly leave there. Vegas is a place, I love it. Oh God, I fucking love it. But I can only visit it. Like, I can't live there. Like that whole nightlife shit that happens down there, I'll die. Like my heart's either gonna stop, or I'm
all the way in,
right, or I'm gonna royally piss somebody off and they gonna kill me out there. Like Vegas, New Orleans is brutal. Don't get me wrong. New Orleans is dangerous. New Orleans is brutal. Vegas is too fun. Like there's too much fun to be had, and through that fun, there's a lot of evil that's gonna get you too, because you're not paying attention to your surroundings and what's going on. Like, yeah. So I stayed. Like, not many people even know I went to Vegas. It was a spur of the moment with a friend of mine, and before we even got unpacked, it's like, I got to go back, bro. Like that, I can't do this shit. My down in Florida was great, man. Like my time in Miami, uh, the women are beautiful. Spring break, you can't beat it. Like, dude, I remember my record day. I made $7,000 in a day just in Pearson's, dude, and it was during spring break. Like, all them girls first time.
Like,
Clit piercings, nipple piercings, tongue piercings, dude, like whatever, like bro.
I can't see $7,000 being multiplied like
you got at that time, dermal punches was coming in, and that a dermal punch. So like that's like trying to think. It's like you ever see some people they'll just have like in the middle of their face they'll just have like a stub. Yeah. Like an earring has a back to it. Well, there's no back to this. This you actually put into somebody's skin. And dude, wait. Now going back to what you were saying earlier. See, this is where it started getting a little tricky for me, and I had to get out of it. Dermal punches, to me, I feel like you need to be a doctor to do that. If there's anything that I need to remove from your body with a scalpel, if there's anything that needs to be done where like skin is being taken away from your body, I should not be able to do that.
This was, hey guy, you want to be a body piercer?
Right. And they did start cracking down on that a little bit. They started making it, which is what when I finally got out of it is they made it illegal to get the dermal punches in Louisiana from a tattoo shop and all. That's really where we as piercers started making our money, because there was real money in that as to pair somebody's coming to get their ears pierced for $25, you know. When they cracked down on that, man, it like that's what was in, and that made it hard. Nowadays, most of your body piercers are tattoo artists. Like you had to learn to coexist. You're not going to make money just being a piercer anymore. Like you got to be able to do both.
At one point, there was money to be made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because now like who is this? Uzi Vert.
Right. Put that fucking bruh. When not knowing what I know. And then when I saw that, and I'm like, there's no way that's going to stay. Like, that'll kill you before it heals. So you got me fucked up. And seeing, like, a lot of these little girls don't realize they take these thumbtacks and shove it through their nose and shit. I pierced my nose myself. What? A lot of people do that. There's so many nerves running in your nose. You could actually paralyze the side of your face and just being stupid wanting to put a stud in your nose. That's a sign?
No, what?
Oh, that's a moth.
They moth bite us?
No, they're not gonna bite us.
No?
No. They must have left a window open. But yeah, I came back to I stayed at Bayou Tattoos for a while, man, and look, like just the shit, like I said, we was talking about it in the last week's show. I actually got pulled over with ounces of coke in my pocket, and the police actually drove me to the bar that I was going to drop it off at, just because they had seen me earlier that day. The guy was getting the badge on it. So the time that I became a body piercer, like the stigma of having tattoos was kind of being lifted. Like like now it's normal. Everybody's got tattoos now. Like you go to a corporate job, that time and place has totally changed in the everyday world now. Yeah. Like you go in there to go see these top surgeons and they'll have sleeves and shit nowadays. Yeah. Used to not have that. When I very first started getting tattoos and all, man, like that shit was still frowned upon. Like it was hard to get a job and my tattoo was way up on my arm and shit, man.
Hey, ask Mr. Rogers. I mean, you know what? He's been, been murmurs that he had boat sleeves. He was a former Marine, but he wore a long sleeve so you couldn't see those tattoos because they were frowned upon.
They are, and it gave you some hope, but now, see, and this is where we as humans in civilization, this is where we gotta fuck everything up, because like we just got it to where there wasn't a stigma to tattoos, and so what do? We take it too far and tattoo our fucking face. When we were growing up, like if you tattooed your face, and I'm not trying to say nothing bad, but like that means you did prison time. Like you was in jail a long time for you to tattoo. You don't give a fuck about no 401. You ain't worried about no job. You ain't worried about no getting up, going to bed at no certain time. And like now it's the normal. And it's like there's only one out of 1,000, one out of 1,000,000 people that's gonna make that stardom in life, having your face tattooed. Most of these kids are fucking up their future before they even had a chance to get it started. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm covered in tattoos, dude. Look, I got 52 of them. I own my own business. But if you come in here with some crazy shit tattooed on your face, right, you might be able to be the best employee there is, Brian. He goes, but if my customers are gonna think you're gonna do something shady, they're not gonna come back here and shop. That's gonna cost me business. So it ain't nothing against you personally. It's just poor life decisions you made. Hey, trust me, I had to suffer through my fucking poor life decisions. Like, that's something we live and learn through. And they fucking it costs 3 times as much to get one of them tattoos removed than it does to get that bitch put on. The last time I checked, just to try to keep it, it's $325 a square inch to get that bitch removed. And like, I got 75% of my body done. I ain't got that much money. I had to open up 3 more shops to get these bitches removed. And it's the same thing with the body piercings. Like it was a phase, and once I grew out of it, I wound up taking them out. Jason, you're gonna have to. All right, but what you want to do? What you want me to do? Want me to shut the whole
now
thing
y'all are
down?
watching Poke Clown put it down like, hey, nephew.
Look, he's freaking out about a moth. Like this thing's gonna come down and eat him. You need to quit watching them horror movies.
It is. He's watching it too. I see. He's like, wait.
Right, it's right.
Yeah.
This dude here, he's gonna be petrified of this damn thing. But it's a fact. Like even like some of the people that I know, I did their piercings back then. Man, they don't wear them no more. Like it actually over time. Look at that side look, boy. Look.
Right.
But it winds up becoming just a fad, and you wind up taking them out, and then now all you're doing left with scars and shit in your body, because like that hole ain't never gonna close right. Like shit,
it was a fad. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what? I'm a grown ass man with a tongue ring scar. You know what I'm saying? I'm the crazy as hell being a grown ass 42+ year old man with a tongue ring in my mouth.
Dude, and I think about that now. It's like, so back then, man, like I had 3 tongue rings and a line. Like I used to be able to just walk up to these chicks in the bar and put my tongue out, and they're like, you know. Dude, and like now I think about it, like what if I would have kept that? Dude, I'd be 46 years old. Like what kind of fucking creep shit is that, bro? Right? Like, holy shit, man.
Right. Excuse me.
Right. Right. I done show up at my son's PTA meeting, got 18 piercings hanging out my face and shit. Ain't none of them people gonna.
Miss who? Miss Rumpelstiltskin?
Look. But like, man, ain't none of these people gonna take me serious in this bitch.
Bad boy.
I wound up leaving Body Tattoo. I wanted to get off of drugs, and I gave up. That was a failed try, but at least I gave it an effort that time.
Hey, you tried. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, it lasted a whole good 3 months.
After 3 minutes, be like, shit. You know what? I'm ready.
No, shit. One time I didn't even make it over the causeway. I was like, this shit, I'm done having this moment. Let me go make this phone call. Shit. But I actually, I got out of it with the tattoo shops. I needed to get away from all the drugs and shit. And that was the only trade I really knew that I knew I can get money. So I did freelancing out of my house for a while. And it's crazy because I went from putting holes in people to putting holes in donuts. Because after I got out of that, that's when I met the girl Marie. I started doing the donuts. And after a couple of years of being in the donuts, like, I don't know, dude, working overnight kind of like changes your lifestyle. Because I wasn't in the tattoo shops no more, going out partying afterwards. Even though I'm used to being up all night and shit, I thought working nights, well, this is just going to fix everything. but it's not. You actually in here working overnight instead of just partying and shit. And life is passing you by, so it feels like, because you're not out there in the moment with everything no more. So another friend of mine, I wound up my boy Tony. What?
That moth is right there. Get it.
Bro,
I just
you're
seen
gonna
it.
have to calm down.
Look, I'm trying to get it for you, nephew.
This
Look,
dude here,
I'm trying to get
he
it.
had a little girl moment. You gonna have to toughen up just a little bit. So, dude, I was like literally, I was working overnight making donuts, and then I was bored all day, and a buddy of mine opened up a shop on Magazine Street, Hella High Water Tattoos, and I went to work for him for a little while, and I enjoyed it. Like, it was cool to get back into it, but at the same time, I knew like my passion wasn't in it no more like it used to be. I realized I was getting older, and not like a midlife crisis, but I got back into it to try to have some kind of social life, I guess you could say. And then I did. It was just like it was. You got the hot girls coming in there making a fuss and everything, but the whole time I'm literally. Look.
You know she all about fat. That's Mama Kim. Mama Kim.
We almost done.
She says, I hate moths also, Jason.
Like the mall.
I know you don't like the mall. We almost done now.
Hey, look, I used to be scared of them things. I jump out the car. Like,
look. Hey, stop hollering. No, I don't care. You don't holler. We're not crazy. That's all right. It's not going to do nothing. Look, it's not going to do nothing.
Wow, that?
Yeah, that's right. That's what we do.
All right. Now he gonna feel like a superhero.
Right, like he just did something. This dude here, that's my everyday life story right there. I gotta do it. He gets the reward for it. This dude here. Talk about, and then he gonna come back and tell me teamwork. What?
I love it.
Dude.
He acts like he's the guy on the fucking sign. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Teamwork from the couch, motherfucker.
Exactly.
That's all right.
What's the issue?
Dude. But yeah, I went to Hella High Waters for a while, and
no. We got some old folks here. We got Mimo. She said, I've known Poe for many years.
Yeah,
he was
years.
In the streets of Avondale. See, that's how you know you was really bad. When they say you was in the streets,
You know
what I'm saying? They ain't say you was out there hanging. When you said it, they say you in the streets. Yeah,
she knows. We used to end up at her house quite a few times. First question: what y'all do? We ain't did shit. Like we showed up. We ain't been out here long enough. We ain't been out here long enough to do nothing yet. Ask me when we come back. We'll see what we did then. But yeah, I thought, man, about 3 months into it, the Louisiana started cracking down on everything, and then they started sending out letters saying that they were going to ban the body dermal stuff, and it wasn't worth it to me no more. I really didn't like sitting up at the shop. I knew that was going to cut into my business because that's what people was getting at that time. I'm like, man, I'm not going to drive all the way out here and just sit here to maybe make $60 for the day, because you only getting a portion of that money. You got to give the shop their house cut for doing that. You basically just like a hairstylist. You just renting that spot in that shop. So whatever.
I've been in a strip club, and I was just about to say, it just sound like that.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're gonna pay them house dues, man. Plus, you got to buy all your own equipment, keep up with everything. It like, you know what? I make way more money doing donuts, and then that's when me and Tony made our ways. Like, he gave me a tattoo for the money that I invested in it, and then we wound up calling it even at that. And I still got everything in my attic. A good bit of my equipment I actually traded off because I had just placed an order. So I knew a guy at another tattoo shop. I made a deal with him, and we traded off pretty much everything that I had for some artwork. And I kept some things just in case, I never know. I might get a hair in my ass and want to pierce myself. So I kept a handful of stuff. And like the more I think about that shit in that attic, the more I ain't never going up there and get that shit. Like them days are over with. Shit. The older I get now, man, these tattoos still be hurting more and more. I might be done getting tattoos now at this point. Fuck. They make that numbing cream. I'm gonna have to start resorting to that shit because these motherfuckers get painful now. My skin ain't what it used. I ain't got that 19-year-old testosterone no more. You could shit, nothing hurt back then.
That part, like, you just get hit in the face with a bat. Nah, that's all you got.
And that dude, like shit ain't like that. Now all you gotta do is pick up. I'm probably gonna pull a muscle swinging that goddamn bat. Ain't like it was. But it was, man. Like I will say, it was some of the fun times in my life. Like like crazy sex. That's really where I learned how to fuck. I ain't even gonna lie. Like man, them bodies. Some of them girls was freaks back in them days. Jesus God.
You're teetering to the porn hub again.
Yeah, I know, right? Because it goes hand in hand with each other. Like it just happens like that. But I will say this though, like I'm not like obviously I'm not against tattoos. I'm not against piercings, but I would recommend wait. Like depending on what your age is, like there's no need to be run out and want to go tattoo your whole body at 17 years old. You're gonna regret it. Your skin's still changing. A lot of your body's still gonna change and all, and they're not gonna look the same. They're gonna fade out so bad. And it's a lot harder to get a tattoo covered up, and then you're never gonna get rid of that fucking scar that you got from when you did the piercing. Just be patient. Think about what you really want, man. Make sure it's not something you're gonna get, and then in 2 years you're gonna take it out because there is a whole process. Something could go wrong, and then you could fuck yourself up for life, and it's just gonna be for what? Because you wanted to look cool when you was 21. Like it's really body piercing part ain't worth it to me anymore. A lot of them I wish I wouldn't have did because the shit hurts. Like if we get a cold day, some of these spots, man, they fucking hurt. Especially like in my ears, my lobes and stuff. But again, man, do you? I'm not knocking it. Just be smart about it when you do it, and always do your research, man. Like you want to go to a professional that has like their shit together. You don't do like people used to.
Wait, so how is it that you know they shit together? Because like when I went to go get my years ago to get my tongue pierced, it was like, okay, hey, I wanted to make sure everything was sterile. But how can you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you make sure, ensure that the body piercing or the person that you're going to is sterile or the process that they're doing?
Ask them, bro. Like this is what a lot of people don't realize, and I will say it is hard because a lot of your tattoo artists, a lot of your body piercers do got egos, like that comes with the territory. But at the end of the day, your body is your temple. They want your business. It ain't so much that you need their business. They want your business to survive. Ask questions. Ask to see their portfolios. If they don't have a portfolio, in which I mean, in today's day and age, you can look it up on Facebook. Like everybody's got their work on Facebook these days. But if they don't have no kind of work to show for what they did, don't go to them. Like obviously they're doing shit work. If they're doing shit work, they don't want no pictures of it to prove the shit work that they're doing. Make sure they at a shop. You don't really want like shops have to carry insurance in case something does go wrong. You don't want nobody coming to your house. Like your house is the most unsterile. Even though you think your house is clean, your house is the most unsterile place for something like this to be taking place.
But wait, hold on. I mean, because now, like out here in Texas, I don't know if it's out there in Louisiana, but they do a lot of tattoo parties where it's at someone's house. So whereas, what I'm saying, it's like, hey, you know what? A tattoo artist or host, like, you know what? I'm at this location. I'm hosting a tattoo party. Come get your tattoo for this amount of price.
Okay, and I might piss some people off when I say this.
Let's do it.
But I would not let that person tattoo me. Like, why? If you're a professional tattoo artist
too, so it's both.
If you're a professional, and I used to do this. That's what I'm saying. So the body piercing parties, that's what we used to do at Pizza Hut. I was fucking in my 20s. Like nowadays, I would never in a million years do that. I would never let anybody do something like that to me because for one, if you're good enough and you have a good enough name, the people are going to come to the shop or where you working at. That's a good, clean. It's a good, clean, sterile environment for you to get that work done. Two, if you're good enough and have the reputation, you don't have to charge cheap prices to go do it out of somebody's house to get business. If you're throwing parties like that, that means you don't have the business in the shop that you think you need, and you're hustling. Is what you're doing. They call them scratchers. You're hustling to make $1 because your work isn't good enough to get that person in the tattoo shop to pay full price. So now you got to start dripping your own deals. You're watering down your own quality, your own, like me and you talk about it. You're watering down your own brand at that point.
Right.
Like, and then if something happens, like there's a lot of people, dude. I cannot remember. I want to say his name was Jazz. Out in Slidell, he got in trouble for that. Like, you can go to jail for tattooing people out of your house and shit. Like, you got to have a license to be a tattoo artist.
I didn't know
that. There's rules to the shit. You could definitely go to jail. Definitely go to jail for tattooing minors and shit like that. Like there's a lot of, like, you got to go through classes and shit. There's certain certificates you got to have to be able to do this. Even now, don't get me wrong, because like once you get to a certain level of eliteness, then yeah, you're gonna go do a tattoo at somebody's house. But like, these people are tattooing celebrities. Like they have a name. Like it just ain't Bobby at Joe Dick's tattoo parlors over like at so and so, and this person's gonna come to my house and do this tattoo for $30. These people are coming to your house, but the one dude
carrying their prices from the studio.
Exactly.
You're
paying
the
more
luxury of the comfort of his not being there. So it's a difference. So I get that. You know what I'm saying?
You actually paying more because you taking this person out of the element to fly to Los Angeles to your house. But when you're a basketball player, you got millions of dollars to waste on that anyway. Right. That ain't shit.
Right.
It's that kind of, it's more of just to say, I got my tattoo from this person, other than I got this tattoo.
It's a flex. It's a flex. Like, yeah, I got this person to come here at my spot. Like, yeah, you're
right.
Big
right. Like, Snoop Dogg's got a video out there. He's talking about like, it's on Netflix right now. If you're a rap artist and you didn't get your tattoo from Cartoon, did you even get a tattoo? It basically falls into that kind of category.
Right.
Like, once you get to a certain level of eliteness, you don't even have to have a shop, because the big dogs, the celebrity, the elites are going to come after you. You're flying. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing for these people. And they would never, hang on, Jason, they would never call it a tattoo party. You know, they go into this person's house, and I'm not that person. They know their quality. They're not going to try to cram non-tattoos in these 4 hours to make as much as they can. So like, those tattoo parties and all, your tattoos are already coming out looking like shit most of the time, because they're trying to hurt. Everybody's usually sitting around drinking, getting fucked up, tattoo artists included. Next thing you know, we done pumped out 13 fucking tattoos in 15 minutes, wanting to know why Stickman don't look the same. Like, that's on your body for the rest of your life. And then more than likely, you do not know that tattoo artist that did that part. You don't know that body piercer that did that. Like, when I would do the body piercing parties at Pizza Hut, if I'd have fucked them people up, good luck trying to find me. You don't know who I am. Like,
right.
You don't even know my real name at that time. Like what you gonna do? You go, oh, this dude Pope Clown pierced me and it was fucked up. That's cool, but I got enough clientele out there that knows I do good work. Ain't nobody worried about this one piercing I did out of Pizza Hut. All I got to do is say you was fucking lying. Like, what? Your word against mine, and I ain't never going to see you again anyway. So fuck you. Thank you for that business that day. But like I said, thankfully, I only fucked up one person, man. That septum ring was totally my fault.
You know what? Hey, for y'all out there that he fucked up, I want that picture.
That girl. That little girl.
That picture, man. I want to see that shit.
I should have never did that. I did that piercing just chasing pussy. That's all. She just had an awesome body. I wanted to try to hit that.
We're starting to see the correlation, sir.
That's what it. Oh, dude, like any tattoo artists do it, piercers do it. Body, you get them hot
donuts.
girls
You got
come in
donuts following pussy.
Look, they be like, well, they'll devalue themselves, bro, and they'll be like, well, I'll do this if you give me a piercing, and I'm like, so you gonna fuck me for a $25 piercing? I got that all day long. Let's go. Let's go. Spring break was a good time in fucking Miami, bro. Dude, them girls came in. Them girls went to Arkansas and they made it down to Miami. That girl had a bag of shrooms. She was like, I'm looking to get pierced and party. You fucking came to the right place. Let me tell you, like, you want to go get, we got Cracker Barrel right down the street. We go get something to eat right quick. Let me find out at least what your name is. Shit. Yeah. All right. Oh, look, it gotcha.
Nephew, like, hey, okay, the party's over.
That thing hit him in the face. He's done. But nah, man, I want a big shout out to you, man. Always a pleasure coming in here, getting together with you, man. Shout out to Sports Talk with Friends and Lil J's for helping make this all a possibility, man. But most of all, I want to thank y'all for tuning in with us. Without y'all, there would be no us, man. And we like getting our word out there and just letting everybody know, like, this is just a little pieces of my life that we went through. And it helps everybody a little kind of understand, because, like, there's lessons to be learned in this if you pay attention to it. You just got to listen, you know? But other than that, we just two guys sitting here talking about life experiences, having fun with it. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll be back here next Sunday at 8 o'clock.
Shout out to Bobby.
Oh, I didn't even say love. What up, Bobby? Love. Hopefully the voodoo's coming back, man. Like, I see a lot of good positive talks about it. We gonna see, man, because we definitely all got to link back up, man. I haven't seen Bobby in about 10 years.
He said great show. So yeah, we're gonna have to do
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you tuning in every week, man, and help to keep this going with us. No, we're gonna be back next Sunday with the topic's gonna be, we don't know yet. Like, we such on the fly with it, but you know it's gonna be something fun. So check it out with us. And we'll see y'all next week. Later. Tell them bye, Jason. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.